What a way to start. Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to the Monday, January 6th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope winter's not been too awful hard on you so far. And, things brighten up a little bit here in the near future. We have got more snow coming. We got about four and a half inches the other day. We've actually been just a couple of days now with light flurries. Um, we got more snow coming, and our friends to the south, southwest, south, and southeast. Um, they're getting it like crazy right now. Wow, what do you know? We're already doing the spinny thing. Oh man, go figure. We'll see what happens with the camera because I'm catching it here on the computer. So we'll just have to see here. Let me see if I can refresh this page real quick. I know I've seen people pop up on here, but they've not popped up on here yet. So, okay, here we go. Spinny. Blah, blah, blah. Winkle. All right, let's see here. Good morning, me. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Lee. You beautiful people yourself. Good to see you. Like I said, our friends to the southwest, south, and southeast, they're getting the brunt of this new storm. Um, it went right across Iowa, Illinois, into Indiana, on into Ohio, and where it goes from there, I don't know. There was a message that JJ, put up probably about 10 hours ago. Said they already had 4.5 inches. I know she put out a video a couple days ago of them getting the chicken coop and stuff winterized and ready for the girls, so they didn't freeze their little drumsticks off. Um, Let me see here. Have the day off. Lots of fluffy white stuff outside. I figured probably would. I knew it was coming your way. Um, so far, we've only had a couple of days of flurries, so and real light flurries at that. Um, I got to go in today, my day off. They have a Democratic something or Republican something or something scheduled for tomorrow night when the brewery is normally closed. But I have to go in there and make the dough for that. It's actually kind of funny. It's going to take me as long to walk to work and back home as I'm going to be there working. So, yeah, it's going to be a nice, cool, fun little walk. Ding, ding, what ding, ding, ding. Good morning, Stephen. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Everyone, it's snowing here in Edgewood, Maryland. Morning, Tony. Good to see you. Yeah, like I said, luckily we've only had flurries for a couple of days, real light, fluffy things. I think there's a slight dusting from overnight, but other than that, Tony got about 4 inches. That's what JJ was saying on her Facebook post last night. Is they had about 4 inches already, and um, Central Indiana. I don't know what their final count was, but what in the Sam bucket? The Kid's probably laying on her monitor again. Go figure. Ooh, ouch. We're probably going to periodically hear that. That's the alarm for the daughter's blood sugar monitor. She just got a brand new one put on last night. Her old one wore out. About 5 o'clock, we were getting ready to leave and go over to the wife's mom's. Um, Her best friend was in town staying with her. Made spaghetti and homemade meatballs and garlic bread and homemade donuts and stuff. So we went over there and had dinner last night, and it was amazeballs as normal. We were right top of the storm, 10 miles north of us. Got an inch. I didn't even need four-wheel drive this morning. Hey, Sarah. Good to see you, sweetie. Hope you're doing well. Love the hair, by the way. Saw your picture yesterday, day before, on Facebook with the new short hair, looking beautiful as ever. Um, it's terrible here. Ice everywhere. My pipes are frozen, and I have no water. Open your open your cabinet doors under the sink and just let the heat from the house start to work the pipes a little bit. It may break loose. Make sure and turn your faucet, your cold and your warm, on just a hair so you can tell when the drizzling starts, it's starting to thaw out a little bit. But I decided deleted Facebook again. I just wanted to post a pic to show people. Then I was done. Now that you are in here, I'm great. She is the life of the party, isn't she? Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, that's what we had to do in the country, Sarah. When I lived out in the country, we've not had a problem with the pipes being frozen, but we've got like 3 blocks of houses between us and the open lake where the wind rips me in half when I'm walking to work. But yeah, if you, it's what we did in the cornfield. And for a mile, it was just straight open area, and our pipes would freeze all the time. Mom would just open up the under sink doors and let the heat from the house get into the pipes. Like I said, turn them both on just a hair. So when they do start to thaw, you can see them drizzling. The movement of the water will also help to thaw them out a little bit, which is why, rivers very seldom ever freeze all the way through like a lake does, um, because moving water doesn't freeze as easy. Um, you can just not log in. Long time. Winter finally hit Texas. Wow. Yeah, winter's a lot of places right now. I can't believe that central Indiana got hit as hard as it did, and we've just had slight dustings and flurries. Central Indiana, Indianapolis, and about 30 miles each direction. They were looking at 10 to 14 inches with that storm coming in. So I don't know, but yeah, I figured Texas and several other not often frosty locations were going to get a little bit of snow out of this big storm. And I watch a lot of the forecasters on YouTube and other social media. Uh, they've all said we have several more winter storms coming. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Um, so, Drew, I suppose you are receiving the perfect storm today with that getup. Um, Actually, it's just colder than a well digger's butt in cast iron underwear in the studio. I don't let it get, 75 degrees in here because of the computers and stuff. I don't want them overheat. So I keep it about I keep it about 20 degrees colder in here than the rest of the house. And right now we're sitting at what, 20 degrees ambient temperature, and it's about 10 degrees with the wind. So yeah, the room stays nice and cold, and so do I. So ever since 3 o'clock, 3:30 when I got up this morning, yes, I overslept. Like I said, we were over at mother-in-law's last night and got home and started watching Worst Cooks in America. And I didn't get to bed till about an hour and a half after I normally do. Therefore, I slept an hour and a half longer than I normally do, so, which didn't feel too awful bad. Um, but no, no perfect storm. I mean, there's some snow in the forecast finally, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Backwoods Country Hacks by Drew. This re- reacted like a spring storm coming from the west as opposed to the northwest. Yeah, tell me about it. How with that, cold chin last, I got a woman to keep me warm. Blame the food. I feel like you need a net and fishing gaff, maybe a pipe. Um, do I have a pipe? I have a pipe. Um, there's a pipe. You do, Tony? No, she's at work. Yep, that's the sad thing about it. My wife has to leave for work here in what, about 10, 15 minutes. I got to go to work as soon as the stream's over. Like I said, it's kind of funny. We have that party tomorrow night scheduled, so I got to go in and make the dough for tomorrow's party. Um, I wish I could just do it here in the house and then take the stuff over and put it in the walk-in tonight, because it's going to be kind of funny. It's actually, it's not funny. It's funny. Um, Take me as long to walk there and back as it does to actually work. So, oh well, you know, I'm not going to complain. Normally, you would say it's a paycheck, but it's not even that. I'm going to make what, $12 for 2 hours. Half hour there, half hour back, hour there. Yeah, so um, um, just need a fuzzy robe. How's work going? How's the kids? How far is the walk? The walk is about roughly 20 minutes. Um, 20 cold minutes, though, because I have to go all the way down to the aforementioned lake and hang a right and walk through town where all of that big open lake wind is shooting. It either shoots me in the face walking down to the lake, or right at my back as I'm going through town until I get down to the main crossroads in town where our one traffic light's at, and it's shooting me in the face and in the back then, and then it's in my face and back and on my left side the rest of the way to work. So yeah. What is the temps here? Temps here right now is 20 ambient temperature, 10 with the wind. Um, Not bad. It's not, what Santee's getting right now, but it's not bad. Question mark. The lake's called Stone Lake. We have Stone Lake right uptown here, where the village concerts and things are held through the summer, and then on the southeast side of town we have Diamond Lake, um, which is what I jokingly refer to as Camp Ritchie folk. That's where all the big mansions and stuff are at. So yeah, let me see here. Work's going fine. Work's going all right. It's it's slow this time of the year. Not a lot of people wanting to get out. It'll pick up here in a couple months. Um, we're still trying to get ahead. So I'm actually looking for a second job, possibly a third one. So the nice thing about it is I've already talked to the owners. They're letting me work my coming in time and leaving time. So if I do get another job where I have to go to work early, then I can go to work at the brewery earlier. Um, I'm looking to get into the meat department or something at our local store, um, our only grocery store, and but they start at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., which would put me going to work at like 1 or 2 a.m. to get the dough done for the next day and that business day, and then walk from the brewery directly to the store and go to work. And usually they're done by 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon. And if I'm forced to find a third job, then I'm going to try to find something where I can go to work cooking from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 5, 6, or 7 in the evening. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Um, Let me see here. It's a balmy. Good morning, David. Good to see you, bud. Sorry I was rattling on and um, didn't see you come in. I think I knew that. You're lucky to live so close to a lake. It's nice, I've actually not been down there swimming since they put in the new beach. I go down to the boardwalk and I watch, like our beach bashes and our rock the block concerts with some of the bands that come in. But as for actually going down there and enjoying the beach and stuff, it's not happened. Nobody wants to see this in a pair of swim trunks. Hell, I don't want to see this in a pair of swim trunks. I am not gonna, force it onto women and small children so they have nightmares about what their own future looks like. Um, Let me see here. You said that lake is like a beach, right? Yeah, they put in the one beach 2 years ago. They're actually talking about extending the beach all the way down about what, a block and a half down to the almost to the log cabin museum. So we'll see what happens with that. They're talking about a lot of things. Um, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Um, truck's new tires worked very well. Good. That was money well spent. What, 500, 600 bucks, 700 bucks, something like that for new tires. So I'm glad they work. Thus far, well spent 600 bucks. That answered my question right there. It's good to see you too, David. It's good to see you too. Still waiting for your snowboard challenge. I was actually, I said this, last week, a week before last. I was looking again this year for helping hands to have a snowboard, and they didn't. They didn't even have any cross country skis or anything up there this year. Um, and we never get out of town for me to go to a store and pick up a snowboard. Not that I have the money to. I was joking. I was joking last week about Christmas this year, with us working to save the house and keep people from coming in the dead of night and repossessing the wife's car and stuff. Um, I don't have any extra money. I had to actually the one present that I did get for Christmas, which was my new static camera. I had to go online and find it, pick it out, send the link to the mother-in-law, and then she had it delivered to her and wrapped it real pretty. So that was that was my Christmas right there. Um, so many other things I needed. I needed a new banner. I needed new business cards. Ah, um, let's see. Still waiting for snowboard shine. One of those old style bodysuits. Do you just make the pizzas there, or other stuff too? I actually do all the dough. I do all the dough for um, the entire restaurant part. I do the appetizer dough. I do the focaccia bread dough. I do the dough for the baguettes. I do the dough for the pizza crusts. Um, I do it all. I'm out of there before 11 or 11:30 some days, and then the actual crew comes in. Usually 12:30, 1 o'clock. They open at 3, and they make the pizzas. What did Grumpy get for Christmas? He got out of his bag and got a kiss, and that was the extent of it. Grumpy's retired for right now. Grumpy don't even have any shells to go in him anymore. Hasn't for a year or so. So Grumpy's probably going to get rusty in retirement, much like I'm going to do. And yeah, uh, who knows? But still trying to stay busy while I can, guys. Getting those videos pumped out. I actually fell behind a little bit. I got lazy. I got sick. I'm going to be honest about it. I kept it. I unintentionally kept it from you guys, just like I unintentionally kept it from the wife because I didn't want her freaking out about the fact that when Thanksgiving was here and my parents and my sister and her husband were all here visiting for the weekend, when Thanksgiving was over with, Like 2 days after Thanksgiving, my sister, her husband, my mom and dad all started feeling under the weather. Um, it was just the five of us because we were the ones that spent the time sitting around the kitchen table together. Steph was at work. Most of the time she was only getting to spend an hour or two with everybody of an evening while they were here. Felix stayed in his room pretty much the whole time and, telecommunicated with his friends and played games with them and stuff. Um, but mom and dad actually stayed in Indiana for a week longer than they planned to because they couldn't get out of bed. They were sicker than a dog. My sister was down for a week. Her husband was only down for like 4 days. Um, and then he was back in the truck doing deliveries. But mom and dad are just getting over it. My dad's still got a lot of congestion. I'm finally starting to feel better. I've got the congestion, um, real bad headaches, stomach cramps. But it's subsided over the last probably 4 days, maybe 5 days. But yeah, I kind of lazied out when it came to we're going spinny spinny again. Okay, there we go. We're not spinny spinning anymore. But yeah, I kind of like eased up on the videos a little bit, so I fell about 2 weeks behind on videos. Um, there for a while, I was almost a month ahead, and I'm down to like what, a week and a half or 2 weeks now. So yeah, you just made that's cool. Quit complaining. That was so last year. Not complaining. It's like my mom and my doctor always said. If your body don't need it, it's not gonna make you do it. And I got started getting a little bit more sleep and getting more rest. I'd come home from work. I might take a little nap or something like that, and then get up and do my things around here. I wasn't forcing myself to go 20 hours on 4 hours of sleep and then laying back down for 4 hours of sleep again. So definitely not complaining about it. Um, Oh, dude, my doctor, the last doctor that I had was really cool. I mean, he flat out told me if you need to sleep, lay down and sleep. Nobody can push themselves and go weeks and weeks and weeks on 3 or 4 hours of sleep every day. So you need a nap, lay down, take a nap. Um, Does Rusty still do Day in History? I was thinking about the Gila monsters in Nevada test site the other day. Um, Actually, I've not talked to Rusty in I don't know how long. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. He posted something on Facebook the other day about his wife and her health and insurance. Um, she has got some problems, and I think he's kind of pulled away a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I've not talked to him. I want to message him, but at the same time, I want to give him and Marianne time to work out these other issues and stuff like that. Um, there's been a Merry Christmas exchange and stuff like that online, not video or a verbal message like we used to do. Um, like I said, I just want to give them time to work through these issues that they have, and hopefully we'll see them come back. Um, Yeah, he's very very busy with life crap. Yeah, but as always, our thoughts and prayers are with him and Marianne, that they can get through these issues, and um, maybe we'll start seeing the old Rust Man again here real soon. Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to spend every extra moment that I have, um, getting the videos built back up. So if something does happen and I'm not able to make one for a few days or work on one, that yeah, I've got some cushion there. Uh, Good morning, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. What was the final word, Danny, on Ghostorama this month? I know you was talking about canceling it, but you were going to call me the next day, and I guess life took over and you wasn't able to. I actually have to work. I have to leave for work as soon as this stream's over. Um, but if you want to call me later in the day and talk about it, I'm still approved for the days off for Ghostorama. So I want to know, um, number one, you transportation there, and number two, if I need to take those days off still. Um, well, this can be expected. Not Ghostorama. It was Haunted Night at the Villa. Um, was that the one that was scheduled for the 18th of January? Because I thought that was Ghostorama Haunted Night at the Villa. Um, I don't know. Okay, so the we're still on for the 18th of January. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm good then. Now I just need to figure out transportation and everything. January 18th, Haunted Night at the Villa. Okay, we're good then. Hey, Sarah, have you decided you want to learn auto mechanics yet? I'm actually in the process now, and Danny, you may be familiar. Um, Got me covered for transportation. Awesome, awesome. Because I'm scheduled off the 18th and 19th of January, because it's a late running event. I'm not gonna ghost hunt till 2 a.m. and then go straight to work. So, um, but yeah, I've got the 18th and 19th scheduled off. I actually get out of work before noon on the 17th. So, however you want to work out the transportation thing is perfectly fine with me. I need to get this new camera put together and get it charged. I can't read the directions, on how to put it together and everything. Um, and I can't tell what half the stuff is I'm looking at because some pieces are only about yay big. Um, so I'm trying to get the wife to read those directions because with my eye, the directions look like they're in cuneiform. So it's it's um, it's quite humorous watching me trying to read that stuff. But I'll make sure and have new batteries and get everything charged up. I think I've got some batteries around here somewhere. Um, that way we're good. I'm actually looking, if anybody knows where I can get one really super cheap, I'm looking for one of those camera rigs. It's got the two or three different platforms that you can mount devices on and hold it with your hands. Um, I'm actually looking for one of those so I don't have to carry a tripod with me every place I go. If anybody knows where to find one of those, or anybody wants to buy me one of those, I'd really appreciate it. We have a representation. There's probably a YouTube video on the camera. Kristen and I will let you know. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm. I have not heard the wife leave yet. Maybe she just snuck out like real quiet like. Oh man, goodness gracious. We have, what happened? I just lost, oh there it is. We just dropped another degree. Woohoo. It's now 9 degrees outside with the wind chill. So the closer I get to time to leave for work, the colder it's going to bloody well get. Like my toes aren't numb enough uh, walking to and fro. So we got a new pet dog. What kind of dog? Had to jump my truck this morning at 6 a.m. Almost had to jump the wife's car yesterday. Um, she actually took me to work the last 2 days because our wind chill here was right below zero. And she took me to work, and I went out to start the car for her at about 20 minutes after 8. And of course, it was doing the brr, 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 click, 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 brr, 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 brr. And I even had her back it in the night before because it was supposed to get colder. And it finally kicked in and fired up. But it was so cold, the heater didn't want to turn on. So I turned off the radio, it's got that computer human interface BS behind the dashboard. So I interfaced with it. I turned off the radio, turned the fan up on high, smacked the dashboard 2 or 3 times, and the fan fired up. Then I could turn the radio back on. um, let me see here. How cold was it? I'm sorry, it's not fun to walk in the cold. Don't fall. Don't fall too. It's super icy here. It's not, as of last night when we got home anyway, it was not icy. Um, don't know what it is today, but it's not icy last night. We'll see here in about an hour and a half how bad it is. Um, could she have dropped you off this morning? Well, she could have if I hadn't scheduled this live stream before I was told I had to work to make that stuff for tomorrow night's party. But I wasn't going to cancel out the stream after I had already got it scheduled. So, besides that, walking to work and back home helps me keep this amazing figure that I'm so proud of. You know, yes, I still have the body of a 50 something year old man. Who I'm not quite sure because this is not the body I used to have. Used to be a lot worse. Oh dear God, I was looking at pictures the other day with Steph of me back when the diabetes thing hit when I was 265 pounds. And I couldn't believe how big I was. It blows me away. So I don't know whose body I adopted, but I, I would like to thank them publicly for giving it to me, because I'm actually just a hop skip. I mean, I'm that close to actually being able to see abdominal muscles and stuff again. Um, I can see the dorsi muscles here on the sides. Um, I'm right below 200 pounds now, so I'm thanking them publicly right here, right now, for the incredible body that they have passed on to me, and the fact that it's still getting thinner and more muscular. Let me see here. I haven't ran across any good reasons in the past to wait. That depends on why you are walking. Same. I have the body I had at 25. I guess out of necessity, if it had kicked out of it every day for 10 years. I do not have the body I did at 25 at all. I was about 30 pounds lighter. Honestly, I am 30 pounds lighter than I was at 25. Sarah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're banging, girl. You are hotter than a fresh trick fox in a forest fire. I have no idea what you're talking about. Any man would be lucky to look in your window and take pictures of you. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, um, never saw that either. I'm actually right about at the weight I was when I graduated high school. Um, so I mean, I guess what 40, 30, 38 years later to be at that age that you or that weight that you was when you graduated, I guess isn't bad. I can't. I never saw that either. Mind if I look in braille? Braille. He wants to hands on finding that 30 pounds heavier thing. I will feel better if I lose weight. I'm at 165. I was 135, so 30 pounds too much. I'm at 270 from 309. Good job, Danny. That's amazing, dude. That's great. You know, I've been worried about you in the past year. with your health and your heart and your poor little brain. And it's just, I mean, it's been weighing on me a lot that, I always want to help the people that I care about. And when it comes to a person's health, there just wasn't anything I could do. And it was really weighing on me, um, not being able to help, being so far away, being legally blind, not being able to drive. You were doing all this stuff for the benefit of others. The ghostoramas and investigations and stuff. And I wanted to be right there to help you do them and actually take a lot of the brunt of everything so you wouldn't have to. And I was stuck. I mean, I didn't, there was nothing I could do, and it really weighed on me a lot. Um, if I go back to what I would in graduation, I would have to gain 40 pounds. Well, they got rid of my brain, so I'm much better. Well, I mean, that's. Oh, I always got your back, bud. Anytime, night or day, I'm a phone call. Yeah, call because my ringtone is the ecto siren. Um, so that wakes me up. Um, mm, my text tone is a proton pack turning on. It doesn't wake me up. So yeah, definitely call if you need me, and I will figure it out from there. Um, lose a full-blooded English Shepherd. Does he bark with an English accent? How do you know he's an English Shepherd and he's not an American Shepherd just pretending to be English? Um, I try, bud. I try. And that's exactly how I feel about your friendship as well. Um, can't be beat. When you actually have a chance to meet somebody and get to know them outside of events, or you get to know them outside of a video or something like that, and um, you find out that they're just as awesome in person as they are on screen. It's just one of those things that you hold very dear and close. Um, so you're sure, Ian, that he's not just pretending to be English, because Felix does a beautiful English accent. It's almost flawless. Um, and as a matter of fact, she's got a very good friend in England that she talks to on the phone. Like my friend Alan, and her friends even told her, "Oh my God, that's a flawless English accent." So just make sure that dog is not deceiving you, and it's actually an English Shepherd and not an American Shepherd, just playing tricks on you. If you really want to tell, put a cup of tea and a cup of coffee um, in front of the dog with a cookie on one tray and a little fruit pie or a little meat pie or something on the other tray, and see which one the dog eats and drinks. That'll be the dead giveaway. Um, Friendship. I'm here for the women. One of these days, your wife is going to be watching one of these live streams from work, and she's going to see you on here flirting, and she's going to come home and she's going to stuff you in a trunk and only feed you on your anniversary. Scully, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good, staying warm. This this weather's for the birds, man. Yeah, penguins. She knows me well. Besides, I cook. Wow, I just heated this up just a minute ago. Then it's cold again already. All right, that's the end of that. Something cold, definitely cold, definitely cold. I I mentioned earlier that that Jan had posted something, JJ, on Facebook about the snow about 10 or 11 hours ago. And, in my professional, caring um, way, uh, commented on her post and just basically said, when you go out to get the mail and you get mugged by a gang of penguins, then you can whine. Until then, hot coffee. Wait, I have go outside to play with the puppy. It is too cold for a puppy outside. Every time, every time the wife leaves for work, I come home from work to twice as many kittens as we normally have, because the daughter has either let in um, the two that she's named, Percy Jackson and his sister Estelle, um, or she's let in all four of the kittens. And I've got like a sea of little furry bodies running at me to get picked up and put inside my sweater and loved on. Um, Being the huge softy that I am, I let them stay in here until right before the wife gets home. Then we shoo the other four adoptees out the door. Um, of course, I don't believe in keeping animals in cold weather. And frankly, if these were ours and we had the money, we would probably buy two more litter boxes and double the number of cats in our house. Um, if we don't find her a home soon, Harriet managed to somehow, we don't know, in the 35 seconds that she was outside about 4 months ago, managed to get herself pregnant. Of course, that's Ralphie Jr.'s mom. Um, I don't want little tiny kittens running around the house anymore because, after you help her through labor and you take care of them and, you do everything with teeny tiny kittens, you kind of get attached to them whether you want to or not. So we don't want to get attached to anymore. So we're still looking for Harry at a home. Hopefully, somebody on a farm somewhere that needs a good mouser, um, or four or five or six good mousers, will want to take her and make a farm cat out of her. um, I'm in South Mississippi and it's in the 30s. I feel sorry for the South right now. You know, I can't imagine. I actually got a call, mom and dad today, and find out how they're weathering the cold. Um, that's what I'm drinking. They forecast us to get 8 inches plus, but we were spared that, thankfully. Um, there are countless numbers of coyotes, fox, and wolves that live outdoors. I want to bring those inside. Um, no, there's just a big difference between a full grown animal, their activity level, how much fur they have, things like that. And then you've got, teeny tiny little 4 or 5 pound cats that, you know, need help sometimes. Um, and don't get me wrong, if it was a frickin' raccoon, man, and she was dumb enough to get pregnant in October, um, and had teeny tiny little babies running around in December or January, I'd want to bring them in the house too. Um, Ellie, our last dog, she's 2, so we have a long time with her, I hope. Now, let's hope. Nothing in the world like losing a four-legged friend. Yeah, we're not equipped for the cold down here. Oh, I know. I know. When here a couple weeks ago, they were talking about the possibility of over a foot in North Carolina. And the first thing I told the wife is they're not equipped for it down there. They have to bring in snow plows from other locations. Tennessee, where my mom and dad live, East Central Tennessee. They even have snow in the forecast. The schools, businesses start closing down. They start shipping people home. Churches don't meet for days at a time, and it may be a half an inch, but they shut everything down. The only thing they don't shut down is a couple gas stations and the local Walmart. Um, Piggly Wiggly shuts down. Winn Dixie shuts down. Kroger shuts down. It's it's amazing, man. And of course, my dad in his big old Chevy's E71. Dummies. We had 12 years with our dog Luke before we lost him to a tumor. I have a few Texas friends that I'm wondering about. You meant actual pups? Okay, I thought you meant just dogs. No, I meant like puppy puppies, like kitty kitties. We've got what the four gold, four orange kittens out there. None of them. Percy's the biggest one, and he weighs like a whole big whopping 5 pounds. The rest of them are in that 3 4 pound range. Um, that's what I'm talking about. It's teeny tiny little things. Um, how was your family after the mudslides? I know they're still suffering out there. Um, I don't think they were in the area around those slides. Mom and dad actually live almost a direct line in between Nashville and Chattanooga. So I don't think they've not said anything to me about the slides, so I don't know. Um, Waffle House. Waffle House never closes if there is a building standing. Neither does Huddle House. That's where if my mom and dad go out to have breakfast, that's where they'll go is Huddle House. Um, it's cheaper than Waffle House, and the servings are bigger. But yeah, Huddle House never closes either. In my experience, puppies love snow. Kittens do too. Kittens love it until the temperatures really drop. Um, we bring we bring the babies in when it gets really, really, really cold out, and a lot of times they don't even know how to walk on the linoleum and the carpet and stuff. Their little pads on their feet are so numb, and they've got snow and ice caked in the fur between their toes and stuff that it's painful for them to walk. Um, we bring them in, let them get warmed up, try to get them something warm in their bellies, get them full of water, and send them back out as much as we can. Um, the four we have is enough. One close to me here, uh, but it closed, I think. Congrats on hitting 2K. Thank you, bud. I really appreciate it. We're still going though. We didn't stop. The subscribers, the new family members are still coming in. Um, oh God, what are we up to now? Come on, everyone, Ricass. Can you pass me my water? I didn't say anything about. Yeah, we're almost at 2100 already. We're what 20 away from 2100. So uh, we're 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 still growing. No lighting at the place when we went past place on the first Huddle House I was referring to. Wow, we actually lost the chat there for a second. That's crazy. Well, okay, I can't speak for all Huddle Houses then, but Huddle House in Dayton, Tennessee, which is it's really kind of funny. Mom and Dad have to go 11 miles south to go 5 miles east to go down the mountain to go into Pikeville, Tennessee, drive directly through Pikeville, Tennessee, and then go up the mountain and over the mountain to get to Dayton, Tennessee, where, yeah, where the Huddle House is at, and Walmart and everything else. So yeah, it's a lot of um, it's a lot of curvy road driving down and back up the mountain to get to Huddle House. Needless to say, my mom pretty much is just making bacon and eggs and hash browns for my dad at home, and screwing the going out and being waited on. Okay, I don't know what's going on, guys. We keep losing the chat. Chat disconnected, successfully connected. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the atmosphere or what, but it's yeah. We may make it till 10. We may not. Yeah, 5 miles as the crow flies is a day trip in those areas. Yep, most definitely. And of course, it don't help that my dad thinks he's Mario Andretti, um, driving down the mountain and then back up. I don't know how many times the last time I was down there, he was going down the mountain and you couldn't see around the curve. Here's my dad going into the left lane, and then going back in his lane. And he'd go up and he'd ride the side of the mountain. He'd go to make another turn, go clear over into the left lane, and other people creep, 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 creep. Where's my dad? Definitely a bootlegger's gene, that's for sure. Oh, crap, gone down another degree. We're at 18 now. I told you, the closer it comes to me walking to work, the colder it's going to get. If you give me just a second, guys, it's been a little over an hour. I've been up drinking coffee now for 6 hours, almost 6 hours. Um, Let me go do my thing, and you guys just, you know, talk real nice amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Oh. I never minded driving the hills and hollers. There was just never anywhere to go. Well, they live far enough outside of both towns, Crossville, Tennessee, and Pikeville, Tennessee, that if you want to do any grocery shopping, need to get gas for the car, uh, need to pick up something for the house, it's a it's not a short trip. You know, it's 12 miles one way down the mountain, 14 miles the other way down the mountain, depending on which town you're going to. So there's always something to do. Always something to do. Well, you know, and it's funny, I was actually just thinking about Jan, and that was a Facebook post from her. And there's another Facebook. What's she saying here? Because she is not in this stream where her is supposed to be. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right. She was just commenting back on my comment about the delinquent penguins. That's good. you'd be better off for the three axis gimbal instead of a camera rig. You know, and I was thinking about the three axis gimbal, but instead of constantly putting something down to pick something else up, especially when it comes to filming equipment, whether it be a static camera or a night vision camera or whatever the case may be. Um, if I had something, you know, like the small rig that I could hook everything to and uh, just go from one to the next, that's what I was looking at. Of course, you know, devices like my audio recorder and K2 meter, tri-field meter, stuff like that. I would still, and that's why I want to get something that's big enough I can adapt it to set down, so I can pick something else up and still film. Um, I just hate driving Tennessee up and down. Up and down sucks. The cabin sits on topography similar to the hill and holler country. Oh, nice. It'll be real nice, man, when you guys can get moved down there. You have put a lot of time and money into the property and the cabin. I can't wait till you guys can actually get moved down there and get settled in and stuff. Um, Not on a mountain, but a good hill. Well, mom and dad technically, and this will give an idea for those of you that know the area, a little closer idea to where they're at. But they actually live on top of the Cumberland Plateau, so you know, yeah, it's a big flat area. Their whole area on top is nice and flat. You've got a few ranches and stuff like that that've got some small hills. The only place you actually see um, a mountain is going out their back door onto the back deck, and you can see how the land kind of slowly rolls down in the distance, and then it's like forest, 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 and you'll see like a mountain come up in the distance, and that's their nearest neighbor out their back door. You can't even see the house or anything. The only way you know there's a neighbor there is you can see their yard light at night. That's the only way you know you have a neighbor there. So not on a mountain, but oh, okay. I would have swore something else just popped up there. Oh man, I am not looking forward to this. There's Jan. Told you guys. I just seen her on Facebook. So there she is. Her in all her little frozen glory. How much you how much are you guys up to now, Jan? Y'all broke the 8-inch mark yet? I looked at the Doppler before I went to sleep last night, and it showed that it was still coming down real heavy across central Indiana, down into your area, clear up past Springfield and Columbus and everything. And I haven't looked at it this morning. I believe we're up to 9 inches with an inch an hour on the way. Wow. Well, it was just a month ago you said that you wanted snow this winter. So you got it. Snowing heavily now. Um, oh, there was a flurry. There was a flurry. That's about how heavily it's snowing here. Yeah, no school today. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure since you didn't come in here when the stream started or shortly after. I wasn't sure if they made you go on and work today or not. So I'm glad you finally uh, waiting for Jay to get back home. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm gonna share in that happiness and stuff when he finally retires. So you don't need to worry about him going out and driving on these roads and stuff and other stupid people on the road and dogs and heavy boxes and yeah. Yeah, so you can put him to work um, with those vicious dogs and those killer chickens and splitting wood and um, mowing the yard and washing the cars and doing house repairs. I can't believe my Dakotas make rumbling sort of noise in 4x4. Can't believe they made the guys come in only to send them home, which means more money. Yep, definitely. Not a drop of snow on the ground here. It's just cold and cloudy. The storm that we're supposed to have totally missed us. Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. Like I said, I've not seen any video or anything out of central Indiana or anything yet. They were supposed to get upwards of 14 inches um, for about 60 miles, 30 miles north of Indianapolis and 30 miles south. And then it was supposed to slowly peter down to 7 or 8 inches, and then you know 1 to 3 inches. So yeah, I've not seen any video out of there yet. Um, Tony, normally I would be happy, but to me, his safety is more important than. Oh, of course. Usually, an experienced driver can do okay in crap weather. And see, that's just it. I've rode with Jay before, and Jay's a very very safe driver. It's those other dummies out there that usually cause the accidents that freak out when there's an inch of snow on the road or the first time they slam on their brakes and their car slides a little. They don't believe in tapping their brakes to stop. They just slam on their brakes and then the car starts to slide just a little, even if it's just a foot or something like that. Then they get all freaked out and they're sitting there shaking while they're driving and not paying attention to anything except what's directly in front of them. They don't look up, they don't look to the sides, they don't do anything. Um, Tomorrow I have work 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I got work today. I'm just going in late because the place isn't open. So, like I said, we have that Democratic Party or Republican Party, whatever, tomorrow night. And they pre ordered. So, I didn't go in there and make a bunch and then it get wasted. But I got to go in there today and make the stuff and then go in tomorrow morning and get it all rolled up and everything. And then go in Wednesday morning and really work. So, yeah. Yay. Blah, 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 blah. Dummies in cars, dummies in cars. When I took driver's ed, we had a full week of avoidance. My driver's ed didn't last a week. I think we went out 4 times to drive, and other than that, it was all book work. Most of the tractors you see crashed on the side of the road are from foreigners. They just pulled in, or he just pulled in. Now I know he's safe. There you go. We know that's why you don't drive. Man, I'll tell you what, I wish I could see to drive. I've had one accident um, my entire life in a car that was my fault. Um, and that was an old 72 LTD that, if you guys remember the 72 Ford LTD, they were a land yacht. That was 2,000 pounds of car, 19 feet long. And they didn't exactly stop easy, regardless of how you tap the brakes. Um, but I actually had went across a bridge and lost traction because of the ice. And I mean, by bridge, I only mean about 20 feet, 25 feet. And then there was a patch of road, and I regained control. And as I was still regaining control, went over the other bridge, and the car completely flipped sideways. Hit the ditch at 45 mile an hour and took out like 4 trees about that big around. Um, my first traumatic brain injury. But you know, other accident. I had 2 other accidents in my life. A girl ran a stop sign, um, looking at her radio, and plowed into my door on my side. And another accident, I was making a turn, and there were cars stopped behind me, and a semi come out around them in a no passing zone and nailed me in the back driver's side corner of the car and threw me about 50 feet out in a field. Rolled the car 3 or 4 times, and yeah. He's telling me that he can't even tell where the road is. Plow hasn't been through since last night. Go figure. It's when it's coming down heavy like that, it's a waste. I mean, it is a straight up waste, to go out and plow every half hour, 40 minutes, because it's just safer to just tell everybody to stay home. And then when it starts to subside a little bit, or go out every 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours and plow. Um, I've had 2 accidents, one car, one motorcycle. The bike was my fault. Big Red is a good snow machine. Oh, I'm sure. I would trust Big Red under any circumstances. We had a Chevette. We had Chevette automatic Horizons for manual. Chevy Chevettes. Gotta love them. Kind of protected by 300-foot high ridges east and west of us that run north and south, so the storms get divided in half and follow the ridge lines. That is definitely a plus. Plus, our condo complex is near the top 200-foot short ridge with a sheer cliff on the south side. Definitely good. Tomorrow will suck here. Drifting plus salt melt will freeze and be far worse than snow. I think he's going to be needing tires before long. You know, guys, I would almost. Oh, now it's coming down a little heavier. At least I can, see more than just one every 5 seconds. I would swear I just heard thunder. Now, I know snow thunders, not, I mean, it's rare, but it's not unusual. But I would swear I just heard distant thunder out my window. Which would tell me, let's see where it's at, see what it has to say. Let's see what's happening down. Looks like the storm down across middle of Indiana and into Ohio has changed direction. Um, it's actually not moving. Let me unplug this thing. It's actually not moving from west to east anymore. It's uh, it's moving more of a northwest to a southeast pattern. Uh, but it's still coming down heavy. My God, what's going on up here? Doppler is still showing nothing going on up here. So either the Doppler's wrong or my eyes are wrong because I'm seeing snow falling. Forecasting thunder snow last night. Huh. Just looked again. We have 10 inches. And it's not done yet. Maritza, good morning. Long time no see. Glad you could join us. Here back. Have to thaw the dog's water bowls. Oh, we've gone up a degree. Woohoo! Keep going up. I don't want to freeze my toes off this morning. Keep going up. Oh. But getting back to the whole channel thing, um, I actually had somebody get a hold of me day before yesterday, and they asked when we were going to start doing our investigations again. And I'm like, well, we really enjoy doing cemeteries. I said, you can't exactly read a gravestone under several inches of snow. So we probably aren't going to do any outside investigations until the springtime. I said, um, I am currently working on some possible indoor investigations. Whether they're heated or not, it's irrelevant. We got clothes to wear. But it got me thinking about the history of investigating the paranormal, the history of the supernatural, and when people gotten involved in wanting to know, when the very first written historic account of a paranormal situation occurred. And I went to doing some looking and actually found a paranormal investigator that I really have a lot of respect for, Crystal Leandra, Ghost Girl Diaries. If you guys are familiar with her, she's been on TV before. Ghost Girl Diaries have been on TV. She has done other work in the paranormal and stuff. She just done a video on the history and evolution and future of the supernatural paranormal. That will actually be coming out here in about 2 weeks. But that's somebody right there I would love to get here to Michigan to do some investigations with, um, even to possibly do a speaking presence at Ghostorama or something like that, and then have her join us in the after hours investigation. Uh, she's very, very intelligent, um, very knowledgeable, and you know, in my own opinion, Ghost Girl Diaries did not last long on TV because it was too honest. Um, she didn't scream demon, demon, demon whenever something didn't go right, or she stayed very honest and very loyal to her fans and to the truth about um, the investigations and stuff. So I noticed something the other day: when the air is fairly damp, wind farms show up as storms. I'm now looking to see if I can confirm. Curious. It does actually sound logical, but I don't know. That's a curiosity. Um, it is problematic. If true, that would make weather radar useless in those areas. Probably won't go back to doing any outside investigations till at least April, but might do a few inside ones after I finish wiring my music studio and put new strings on my guitars. There you go. Yeah, it's actually probably going to be um, late March or April before we get back to it again. Um, it's just too bloody cold. And not to mention, for those of you that actually do investigations, if you've noticed that the weather does at times affect electromagnetic energy, especially big atmospheric rivers and stuff like that. Um, it will give false readings or intensify readings that you don't want intensified. So, yeah, we'll probably. Not to mention, it's just cold. You can only fit so many pairs of socks on in your shoes before they're uncomfortable to wear. And frankly, um, yeah, I have like real thick wool hunting socks, and it's so chilly out there that walking around for more than 5 minutes or so, your toes start to tingle. So it's um, yeah, it's probably going to be a few months before we get back to it as well. Um, well, let's hope January to March goes as quick as Halloween to Christmas did. Yeah, really. I know my house has been more active now. And see, that's another big thing is on the opposite side of the coin from how EM energy is affected by inclement weather and everything. Um, I don't know if it's something that they don't remember, if it's something that they can't comprehend as free spirited energy. I don't know. But things tend to pick up more during inclement weather. Activity, contact, storms, snowstorms, thunderstorms, uh, things tend to pick up. So on one side, it's too cold for us to be able to go out and do something, but at the same time, on the opposite side of the coin, they seem to be a lot more active during those times. So, is that the enhanced EM energy caused by the storm, or is that actually them reacting more because of the storm? Another one of those amazing questions that people try to provide the answer for. Um, you are diabetic, blood flow to the extremities aren't as good. Yeah, really. Believe me, I get very cold very easily now. I mean, you never see me here in the house wearing a t-shirt. I've always got on a hoodie sweatsuit. And a lot of times I will put this on over my hoodie, especially in the evening time when we're not moving around as much and we're just sitting watching TV together. I've got my hood pulled up, I've got my stocking cap on, I've got my sweatsuit on. Um, I'm cold. T-shirt and flannel. I'm not even flanneling, man. I'm straight up sweatsuiting it. And a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, several times I've got on like a heavy long sleeve t-shirt under my hoodie under this with my stocking cap on and my hood pulled up. It's a combination of factors, energy generated by the storm and fluctuations in magnetic anomalies, ley lines, and underground streams. Huh. Never thought about it as a combination of factors. Hmm. It's a good point. Oh, man. Oh, we've gone up another degree. Holy crap. I'll be leaving the house in about 25 minutes, and we've gone up 2 whole degrees. Woohoo! I wonder what happens to cemeteries that are within the boundaries of a windstorm. That's a good question. I've not ran across a cemetery within the boundaries of a wind farm. So that'd be worth checking out. You have to work. Yeah, I have to work. We have a I can't remember if it's a Democratic Party or Republican Party dinner tomorrow night, and so I have to go in there today and make all the dough for tomorrow. Then go in tomorrow and roll the balls up and box them for that thing tomorrow night, and then make the dough for Wednesday, being a full business day, lunch and dinner. So tomorrow's going to be super busy. Today it'll take me as much time to do what I need to do as it's going to take me to walk there and back. So yeah, um, that's why I just waited till after the stream, because I already had the stream scheduled and I wasn't going to cancel it for an hour's worth of work. So I figured I could go in there at 10, show up at 10:30, be out the door by 11:30, and be back home by, yeah, 11:50. But that's okay. I enjoy it. That's why I keep watching the temperature to see where it's going, because, you know, got that chilly walk there. Then I'll, strip everything off except my shirt and sweat for an hour, and then put everything back on and walk back home. So yeah, it's okay. Oh, and now we're just mostly cloudy. Yep, don't see nothing falling no more. Areas with negative magnetic anomalies, a very high level of poltergeist, and more negative paranormal activity, then can also mess with people's minds if exposed to the anomalies long enough. Yeah, and see, that's something else that I would really like to research more, is the negative influences of high levels of electromagnetic energy on the living. You see reports, but until you actually have a chance to experiment yourself, um, perfect example, people who live close to or underneath the large power lines, they tend to have more mental and physical problems in their homes than someone who does not have that constant high magnetic uh, electricity flying through their bodies and stuff. So that's something else I would like to experiment on, is seeing how those electromagnetic influences um, affect people. Schools tend to be built near those high power lines. You've noticed that too, huh? Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm. Quite a few haunted Places are built right over magnetic anomalies, and people get disoriented and really paranoid. Plus, some spirits have figured out how to use the energy. Oh man, good to see everybody in here this morning. I wasn't sure what today was going to bring with the weather. They were talking about this storm, that's coming out of Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, going across Indiana into Ohio, slowly working its way into Pennsylvania and Virginia. Um, they were talking about 60 people possibly affected by this storm. And they were talking about the possibility of power outages, high numbers of homes being zapped of power for days. And I wasn't sure, when I first started the stream and no one was here, even when I scheduled the stream, how many people were going to be affected by this storm, how many were going to be able to show up, how many were conserving every little bit of energy they had in their devices to be able to keep track of the storm and stuff. Um, Trash guys are working. I can hear their truck. The weather makes it more likely to get a crowd. And see, that was the flip side. Are people stuck at home and bored and going to come on and watch, or like I said, are they going to conserve? Are they out of power? Are they going to conserve every bit of energy they have in their phone or their computer, so they can keep track of what's happening with the storm? So I don't know. We'll see how it proceeds. We have like a big whopping, 11 minutes left. It's the same with any winter storm. Yeah, see, they weren't sure what this storm was going to do. They weren't sure how much ice was going to precede it or follow it. Um, they were talking the other day about some locations getting up to a half an inch of ice, and power lines being affected, infrastructure, the trees, um, vehicles, things like that. So 12 inches of snow is going to be a pain in the. We have generator ready if we need it. Plenty of wood for the fireplace if needed. Charged my watch and phone last night, so I got full power. Ice is a biatch of a different color. Yeah, and I mean, can you imagine what it would be like for those people to get up to a half an inch of ice and then get up to 14 inches of snow on top of the ice? And the road crews are doing their best to keep up with the roads and stuff, and then it's followed by more ice. So yeah, it's winter storms are a lot like marriage. And she's rolled over on it again. Winter storms are a lot like marriage. You don't know what they're going to bring, but it's almost a guarantee that some aspects of it are going to be a huge, resounding pain in the butt that you're just not going to like. Other parts are going to make you smile. Ring, ring. Oh, business isn't opening today. Peachy cool. I got things to do at home. And then, of course, you have, oh, school's closed today. Yeah, I had things to do at home, but now I'm going to have the kids here. Crap. Guess I can go live in my garage for a while. Um, Good morning, Drew and company. Good morning, sir. Glad you made it back home after they made you get out and go to work just to be sent back home. I'm glad you made it back home nice and safe, and you're in the confines of your nice warm home. Um, Always good to have you in here. I would get. Um, you aren't going to open today, but you need to clear the lot. Yeah, that always sucks. That's I remember back a long time ago when I worked at the Ford dealership where my dad worked at. I detailed cars and washed customer cars, washed the new cars when they came in off the truck. One of my side jobs, sadly, in the wintertime, was going out and moving the cars around so they could plow the lots. Um, Because even when you had 14 inches of snow, they were convinced people were still be going out car shopping. The only fun part of that was playing with the Mustangs on the ice. You know, traction control only controls which way the car spins when you hit the accelerator. Traction control's turned off, car spins this way. Traction control's turned on, car spins this way. So it was the only fun part of it. Oh yeah, we are going on an open cab tractor. We have snow coming again on Friday. Yeah, we're actually supposed to have snow uh, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and I think we have Thursday off, and then get snow again on Friday. So yeah, this winter's definitely not going to be a forgiving winter. It's going to be a challenge for all of us throughout the Midwest, and the Great Lakes region, and the East, especially, the northeast part of the coast. Okay, we're still at 22. Or, yeah, 22. 22. Oh, we're up to 22 now. Yay. Even better. 22 feels like 12. And I have got little frozen kittens sitting in the driveway looking at my window. They figured out this morning they can't climb the siding, which is, really funny. You know, 4 o'clock in the morning, you're hearing where they're trying to climb the siding to get up to the window to scream at me. Um, Now they're all just sitting out here in the driveway looking at the window like, why is he ignoring us? That's fine with me. Each day means I'm getting closer to the end of the school year. I might ought to fire up both generators and run the old gas out and go get 20 gallons of fresh. Might be a good idea. Roll over. That kid, I swear. And it's always the same thing, with the monitor on her arm and everything. Uh, she'll lay on her left side and pin it underneath her, and it don't reach the monitor to for our phones, so constant alarms going off. But yeah, the whole fresh gas thing might be a good idea, bud. We got about what 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes left, something like that. I just hope everybody stays nice and warm. Um, Stay safe. Only go out if you absolutely need to, and let's weather this storm together. We're all going to get it. It's not. It's not racial. It's not discriminatory. It's gonna affect everybody the same. And yeah, I believe it's Dexcom. Dexcom is what her insurance covered. So, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's Dexcom. And she's got it wired up through her phone, and then we follow it. Um, what version, 6 or 7? I don't know. I don't know. Let me look real quick. Maybe it says it on here. Um, no, it does not. It does not tell us what version it is. At least on the follow. Let me see if it says anything up here under settings. Um, no, it does not. Still getting no data. Bloody thing. I use Dexcom 7. It does not do that. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we're set on follow. So when we're away from her, we can still monitor when it gets low or when it gets really high. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the system works. Um, have a great day. Hope to talk to you sometime down the road. Yeah, I'll give you a holler, or I'll try to remember. I make no promises. I'll try to remember to give you a holler a little bit later today and see how you guys are still weathering the storm. But yeah, it's just about that time, y'all. I have got to get out of here and head to work and get my stuff done. You guys take care of yourselves. Stay warm. Stay safe. Only go out if you need to get gas for your generators or whatever the case may be. Get your booties back home and stay safe and warm. And, much love to y'all. And take care. And we will catch you all, if not before, next Monday morning. So, 3 more months till I retire. Yay! Y'all take care. We'll catch you guys later.